This video is going to show how to thread a Singer 27, a VS2, a 28, a 127, and a 128. The difference is the VS2s, 27, 28s have this little tab here, push tab for release and tension on the thread tensioner, where the 127 and 128, if you lift your presser foot when it's in the up position, it'll release these tabs. Other than that, the machines are basically the same from this point over. They have different bobbin winders on the 127, 128. It's located up here as opposed to down in this position. But I want to first show you with a long bobbin how to thread your shuttle. You've got a groove that runs down up into here, and basically you're going to take your thread. You can see how it comes off the bobbin. It's coming off this side here, so it's wrapping around this way. Let me show you a little better. It wraps around this way. So you pull your thread, basically drop it into your shuttle with the thread down in there, put a little tension on the end with your finger, and there's a tab down under here, or a groove, and you loop it around, pulling it up. Get your thread up over here, and now we're good. There's a screw for adjusting your tension at this point, and basically just take your shuttle. You want some excess of thread because we've got to feed the machine, and get your shuttle holder all the way in the furthest position here. You don't necessarily need to put your plate on yet. And we'll start. We have our thread over the pin. We have an eyelet here, and then it comes down. It's going to go around our thread tensioner. There's a spring here, another eyelet on the take up, an eyelet on the face plate, and then a thread guide at the top of the needle clamp, and of course our needle. And our thread's going to go left to right through the needle. So we'll start by putting our needle in its highest position. Put our thread up over through the first guide. And like I said, with these machines, pressing this tab releases the tension. Otherwise, on the VS2, 27, and 28. If you have a 127, 128, lift your presser foot, and that will release the tension on these tabs. You get it between both discs and work it in there. There's a little groove on the front of the spring. We go through an eyelet going from front to back, and then this eyelet on the nose, you're coming from back to front, and it locks in. And then, like I said, above the needle clamp is a thread guide, and that just loops around. You come from the right to the left over it. Move the needle back up again. I like to take one of these little needle threaders and run it through. Then we put our thread through there. And like I said, we're threading the needle from the left to the right. So it's coming through this way. This will give us a little slack. And then you start to rotate your machine around so you get one threaded loop on the needle. Bring it back up in the high spot. You can see we grab the lower thread. Pull this through. Now we can slide our plate on. Bring it through our thread cutter back here. And away we can sew. And that's how you thread the machine.